How's it going, everybody? I'm Mark from Summer School Electronics. Welcome to my fake podcast. My guest today, Jamie from Supercool Pedals.
Hi, I'm Jamie from Supercool Pedals.
He sure is. How's it going, buddy? How you been?
It's good. I mean, still here. We're still having fun, man. We're still doing the thing and partying. Yeah.
We have a brand new pedal out.
Shit, we do. That's right.
What's it called?
It's called what is it called again? It's called Smoking in the Boys' Room, and we made this.
We made it.
Mm.
Let's rewind the tape. Let's go way back.
Yeah.
Before we even talked about this, give me the beginning of Supercool Pedals.
Oh, that's a deep one.
We got time.
So, I mean, I've always just been like a broke ass musician, and as I'm sure you know, like you got to learn how to fix your shit. Like whether you're on the road or like your guitar breaks moments before going on stage, like you just got to figure it out. So that was kind of the deep impetus of learning how to like take stuff apart and fixing it. It started with amps and then tape machines and things like that over the years. And I'd say like really where like Supercool got kind of really started formulating as like building pedals. I had this 3-head tape machine that I'd repaired, and I came across, I don't know, maybe it was on Reddit or something like that. Someone was talking about using a 3-head tape machine to make like a space echo.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like,
So the
like a
infinite
tape
loop.
echo, right?
Yeah.
So it's like got one record head, it's recording, and then it's immediately going onto the play head, and that's how you have a delay. And someone was like, yeah, so all you have to do is make this little preamp. Basically, that's just a loop back into itself with a couple little op amps, and away you go. You put it in this 3-head tape machine, and you got a delay. So I was like, that sounds great. How do I do that?
Yeah.
How do you build a PCB and do all this? So I found a site that did, I went to a library. I think it was the last time I've ever been to a library.
Vintage and hipster and indie.
And I found a book that had the PCB layouts that you would print out onto paper with toner, like a laser printer, and then iron it onto the like copper.
Oh, do like the old.
Yeah, like copper substrate, and then put it into
my God.
acid and
They do like
and
the fish
etch
tank
it.
thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Etch it. Oh.
And then like get a Dremel and like drill all the
No.
holes for the through-hole components. And then I was like, well, there's no Radio Shack anymore.
Yeah.
So like, where do you get these components? So I had to find this place in Toronto to go find the right resistors and like learn. It's like, well, what's the difference between a 1/4 watt and an 1/8 watt and all this? And it was like this just mountain that I had to climb.
Yeah.
But I was determined because I just like wanted to do this thing so badly. And then after a couple of weeks of just like intense learning and everything, I had this little PCB with pots hanging off it, plugged it into the tape machine, and just like boom, had this crazy sounding tape machine.
It totally worked.
Delay, and it worked. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
After
That's
it
the
was one of
best.
those things that was like my soldering was shitty, and maybe it like took a little bit of tweaking, but then like it just like sprang to life.
That's awesome.
And that to me is like the moment where Supercool Pedals like hit, because I thought like I had spent all this time wanting to build the thing because I thought I wanted the thing, but the moment it worked and I played it for like 2 minutes, I was like, cool. What else can I do?
Yeah.
And it was like I need to learn more, and I want to do more cool shit. And now it's like not even about this thing anymore. And then that the next one was like basically doing like a little op amp, like overdrive circuit that I found in another book, and then it just kind of became a problem after that.
So when did it officially become went from like Jamie's project of fixing this broken thing to like, it's called Supercool, this is the vision, and it's gonna be this whole like shtick. Like when did it become like, oh, this isn't just like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When did your band get a name?
Yeah,
kind of
well,
thing?
so I mean, funny, right on that point, I just finished making a record that I'd called Supercool. It was a cassette tape. I recorded it on 4-track Tascam cassette recorder because I just was really into analog at the time, and I have to. This was like I don't know, 6 years ago, not 30, as you would expect people to be recording on 4 tracks.
I get it.
And like this little record I had, I called it Supercool after this lyric that I had in. It was a lyric that I had in another band that I was in that was stolen from a Sonic Youth song. So this super cool was always this, I don't know, I was like, I just like those words. And then when I needed to like put art on a pedal, like I was like, cool, I have this box. It needs to look like something or have a name. And it was like, well, I literally just made this record and kind of just put that iconography of my record on. It was like, I'll just do that and done. And it looked very different. It wasn't until a couple years. I sold a couple of those pedals to like my friends in like a local shop and like whatever. Didn't think much of it. And then the next pedal I did was actually the 77 fuzz blender, really early version of it, and I needed art for it. And I was like, well, this isn't really a brand that I did.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just need to do something a little bit more interesting. So I like just kind of turned my head over, and I had this pack of Camel cigarettes sitting on my desk. That has been like my sealed totem that I've carried for years. I used to love smoking Camel cigarettes, and a pack is always on my desk in case there's like an asteroid coming to Earth or something. I'm ready. So I put that art on. And then I started selling them on like Facebook Marketplace to people I didn't know.
That's a big step.
And that to me was when, and I think Reddit too. I like posted some work, and some people on Reddit were like, "I want to buy this from you," and I was like, "I don't know how to sell it to you, but okay, we'll figure it out." And then like that really to me was the moment where I realized I was like, I made a thing. I made a brand.
I have a thing.
There's people that aren't my friends that aren't just doing it to make me feel good, are actually wanting to own this thing, and they think it's cool. And that so that was kind of it. I don't know. It was 2019. So like I haven't really been doing it. I have not been going hard at Supercool since 2019. But that was kind of where I kind of consider it being the inception of things. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't know, somewhere it had to be around maybe like after that, maybe like during the pandemic. I think I remember seeing. Yeah, I would see it like pop up on like Instagram or.
I was kind of there, but kind of not. Like, it's funny. I don't really consider myself like as part of the COVID boom because I wasn't really there, and I didn't actually benefit from it.
Okay.
So like, I think when JHS was like really at their peak.
Yeah.
I wasn't even building pedals anymore at that point. Like I had.
Oh, so you had like started in like 19 and then kind of like.
Yeah, I put it down for a while. Like I got really frustrated with a specific circuit that I was working on.
What was it?
It was.
Can we not say what it was?
It might come back one day. Like I don't mind talking about it. It was an MXR Blue Box clone, and it was like a really cool circuit, and I did some neat things with it, but I like really didn't know what I was doing. I was really modding, and then like it got to the point where like if something didn't work properly, I didn't have the knowledge or tools to actually figure out why and to troubleshoot and fix it, and I knew that, right? So it was kind of
we all have a bunch of those.
Yeah, like
we'll come back to that.
It was like
later.
I have the idea, I'm gonna make it, and if it doesn't work, I don't really know what to do with that, so we'll put it aside and move on. And I just got distracted with so many other things. I was making records and repairing tape machines, and it was just like. Something had to give, meanwhile I'm working, during the pandemic specifically, I was working like 60 to 80 hours a week for this corporation that I was working for, so I really didn't have much time. So I was pretty inactive during that period.
Okay.
But I was kind of, it was like, I remember seeing, your episode on JHS and stuff like that. And sort of in the tail end, I kind of picked up, like of COVID, I kind of picked up again. And enjoying it again. Yeah. So it was like, there was a weird little period where I just wasn't doing anything with it, but so I kind of missed out on the real great big boom that a lot of companies had. But I guess I'm still part of your generation.
It is. Like, It's interesting. I get what you mean. Where it's like, if you had started, I think, like a year later, then you would have been like. In that whole thing. Yeah. But like you started in 2019, kind of like life took over while because nobody knew what was going to happen during COVID, and like for musical instruments, people were just like, we're home, and they were buying gear.
And that's it. Like people had idle time to like pursue like hobbies, whether that was like learning how to make pedals or like buying pedals or gear, things like that. And it was the opposite for me. I didn't.
We just because life, you had another job that it was like, oh, let's do more. Yeah. And it's cool though that you didn't just be like, someday. Like you did catch back into it. What was there like a moment that was like the spark to be like, yo, I'm doing this now. I'm back.
I mean, it was all kind of a hobby gone wrong. And when I started selling pedals again, and I enjoyed just like building what I was doing. I mean, I had a healing moment, really, is what got me back into building pedals. I was watching an interview with Oliver Ackerman,
Death by
from
Audio.
Death by Audio, and like I loved I love his band, A Place Very Strangers. I love his whole brand and aesthetic and everything. And I was watching him doing an interview. It was with some like New York magazine or something like that. I don't remember what it was. And he was just like so openly talking about his failures and like, how shitty he was at doing this when he first started, like showing off closets full of circuits that he was like, I don't know how these work. I don't know. I'll fix them one day, or maybe we won't. Whatever. And just like how open and honest he was about how much of a learning curve it was.
Sure.
And it like something kind of clicked inside because I was like, that makes me. I already feel like I don't know what I'm doing. 99% of the time, regardless of what it is I'm doing on a day-to-day basis.
I think a lot of people feel that way, but don't talk about it in like all aspects of life. Like, should I know how to do this? It's like, no, just be quiet.
Yeah. It's like, no.
Nobody does. Just,
no one
just
does.
be cool. Let's not talk about that.
And like hearing someone that I looked up to so much about it talk with like such openness and like it just kind of like allowed. I was like, I kind of forgave myself a little bit.
Yeah.
So I went back to the closet and found that circuit that like sometimes worked, sometimes didn't, couldn't figure it out, like whatever. And within, got my soldering iron, got everything out, and within like 5 minutes, got it working.
It worked. Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, that was it. Because like at that point, I had another year of other knowledge and stuff that I'd picked up, and I was like, well, what if I try this? And it worked. And it was kind of like the spark happened again, and I enjoyed doing it again. And then it was just a slow ramp to, I was enjoying doing it, so I was getting better ideas, I was learning new things, and I was making other things, and I really firmly do believe if you're making something that you enjoy, people will sense that, and it will come across in the end product. And there was never really like a tipping point to like, I'm doing Supercool full time. That was a pretty recent thing, but like, it was, I started enjoying it again, and that's when Supercool started growing a little bit again. Yeah.
It's cool because like I remember like seeing it like online. Like I followed your page, and you would get press or written up somewhere. Somebody would share. I'm like, oh, there's that company again. Yeah. And then I think Steve met you at the Brooklyn show that I didn't go to.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, I talked to that Jamie guy. He's cool. And then I met you at NAMM this past year in 2025.
Yep.
And was like, oh, I get this guy.
Yeah.
And then kept running into it like the Toronto show and at the Empress thing in Ottawa and then at the Brooklyn show. And I was like, somewhere in there. I was
like, well, we're friends now, right?
Yeah.
Is this how the adults make friendships?
Right.
Just kind of do things together in parallel, and here we are.
And I always thought it was cool when brands would do like a collaboration, like Death by Audio and Earthquaker did the Time Shadows.
Yeah.
Or like
yeah.
Chase Bliss and Analog Band did the Brothers AM. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought of like, oh, hey, I'd been playing with an idea of to like take a DS1, that was my first pedal, and like tweak it. And I was like, I don't know what to do with it. I'm just going to put out, we have a lot of distortion pedals, and the summer school market of overdrives is pretty saturated. So I'm like, I'm just going to do another one. But like, well, it'd be cool. I'm like, it'd be cool to do a collaboration. And like, who would we even like talk to about it? I'm like, well, we always do the funny cartoon pedals. I'm like, who else has that same fun vibe? And I'm like, I know this Canadian fella. We should reach out.
Yeah, well, it was a no-brainer when you came to me and asked.
It was Steve and I were talking about, and I think it was like the idea of like smoke it in the boys' room. I'm like, well, who could we tie there? We're like, wait a minute, there's
the cigarette company.
Yeah. I'm like, that ties in with the school company. I'm like, all right. And then when I was at the Toronto show, I gave you the prototype. I'm like, I want to do this.
Yeah. And
then we just kind of talked from there, and I was like, oh. And then we'll do the chorus with it, and we both love Nirvana and the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways it could have gone. Like the first, it's so funny when you came to me and you're like, I want to do a combo pedal with the DS1.
Yeah.
It's like I was like, fuck, I've had this idea that I've wanted to do a combo pedal DS1 small clone for like a couple of years now and do this like really Nirvana coded thing. And I'm like, but that is like, I don't like you coming to me with an idea, me going, cool. The idea is complete.
Yeah.
Like it's like, no, we have to work at this. We need to take a longer route and try and figure this out. And I tried I had these other circuits that I was, had either prototyped over the years and just like, maybe these don't work in a pedal, or like ideas that I wanted to tackle. And it was great because it was like, okay, we need to come up with some other ideas for this combination pedal. And I did like 5 or 6 other circuits that I was like, let me try and not do the small clone. And after like 5 or 6 of them, I was like, it
has
to
to
be.
go
Like,
there. That's what it is.
It just works. It sounds so much better. Like,
and yeah, I think they play really well together, and there's the history element to it, and everybody of our generation, and even like younger generation, like as I teach guitar club, and there are kids who are like,
grunge is coming back.
Have you heard the song "Come as You Are"? I'm like, yeah, a couple times. I got it. I don't know. I think it ties in. I think it's great, but it is kind of like a more modern twist with some of the stuff that we did to it. It's not just slapping the two together, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool.
I also love the idea like of trying to make it as accessible as possible, because I always think of like 16-year-old me walks into a guitar shop. I can get one of these 2 things.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I can't get both of them. You know, I can get a big muff or I can get a distortion plus.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of just like, yeah, here, this is the thing. Like, you know what, the first real pedal I bought was a multi-effects for that exact reason, right? Because it's like the concept of buying one tool that does one thing is so challenging when you're a young artist and you can't really. It's like, well, why would I spend money on one paintbrush when I can buy 20 cheap paintbrushes with that instead? You find that out when you're,
later
in your 20s or 30s.
We have 19 unused paintbrushes, and you have the one good one that you really like.
Yeah, exactly. We all have our favorite, mug to use as the water dip for our paintbrush, because it just does it better than the other mugs for some reason,
Yeah, and I like So it's cool that it's like it's distortion and it's modulation. It gets you right into it. If you are looking for that specific sound, it will do that sound, but it will also do so many other things.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's funny, throughout all this, I've done initial testing and playthrough, and like every time I get like 5 minutes to sit down and like, you know what? Let me actually play through this thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you lock in so quickly, and it's like, oh, I can do this, and like it's a rewarding pedal. I'm glad that we did it that way too, because I also find like the DS1 is one of the unsexiest circuits, because it's like, well, yeah, it sounds like this. This is what it sounds like. And I can't say I've ever actually like dicked around with the tone, because as we discussed, it's like the tone knob is boring. It sounds good in like 2 positions, and that's it.
The other problem with this pedal is that they made the tone the big knob. And
I was literally just turning the level.
They put the volume as the little one.
That's wrong.
So
everyone knows tone goes in the middle.
Yeah, and so when you're trying to adjust it, you're like, oh, this doesn't sound right. You're going to reach for the distortion knob or the tone knob, but...
Yeah, dude, I didn't even think about that.
And as a new guitar player, you're like, oh, more distortion means more better.
Yeah.
But with this specific pedal, if the tone goes past noon, it's so brittle.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be over here to sound good in most applications. And then it's so difficult to adjust your volume. So that was like... Aside from the sonics, just the layout of it. When I was like, oh, we're going to do ours, I'm like, let's make them all the same size so you don't have preference to one knob.
Yeah.
Make the volume where a volume should go on a pedal. And then the tone circuits, we redesigned the whole thing to make it easier for a new guitar player to find a usable sound.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
No, it's so easy to lock into. I'm happy with this thing. It's funny, like my board that I play with in my band, I've got a zigzag, and it's like, I'm actually not even trying to to plug our own pedal right now. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, I should just put, like, this just takes up like about the same space as, a standard pedal. I was like, I should just fucking put this on and use, I'm only using the chorus sound. I'm not using the vibrato side of the zigzag on my board. It's like, well, there, now we just got another distortion too. So
perfect.
I'm kind of excited to actually, this has all been coming together like so kind of quickly and in so many specific pieces that I haven't had time to like put it on my board and actually play it. So I'm kind of excited to do that at the same time as everyone else when we get it out there.
Yeah, it'd be great. Well, Jamie, thanks for coming to my fake podcast.
Yeah, no problem. I'm very fake happy to be here.
I'm very fake happy to have you here. You should check out our new pedal, Smoking in the Boys Room. You should check out Summer School Electronics. But first, you should check out Supercool Pedals.
And you should check out Summer School Electronics, and you should also check out Supercool Pedals.
All those things, but mostly check out Smoking in the Boys
Check
Room.
out Smoking in the Boys Room too. And Mark has a guitar pedal company called Summer School Electronics.
And he has one called
Super.
Supercool Pedals, and you will check it out on the internet. Thanks for stopping by and seeing our fake podcast.